Hey folks, Joseph A. Sabora here, and I decided to do a trailer reaction today, since I just saw 2 trailers already, or should I say 3, because already I just saw the trailer for the movie Ant-Man, which is coming out in July from Marvel. I feel like I'm more excited for that movie now, since I am also excited for The Avengers Age of Ultron that's coming out on May 1st. Before my birthday comes. yeah, I'm really excited for that one. But I saw one for the new Star Wars The Force Awakens. Yeah, that's coming out. It looks really cool so far. I'm very excited for that one because it's coming out on Christmas. Hopefully it'll do some justice to the Star Wars trilogy. Yeah. I'm going to talk about that later. However, I did saw the trailer for the new Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. Like back in 2013, when I heard that this movie was going to be announced, I was a bit less excited because, I don't know, I mean, I wasn't truly excited over this story, but I was hoping, who knows, maybe Batman vs. Superman might have a good change of pace. I mean, at least it'll be another follow-up to the comics and see what it's like to actually see both Batman and Superman, colliding each other. Yeah, probably the best thing they ever had. Well, I knew it was going to get worse because even after I saw the movie Man of Steel, Zack Snyder directed that one, I was disappointed. I felt disappointed with that film because I was expecting more from that film. Hopefully it'd be a new chapter for Superman. I swear to God, I didn't think Henry Cavill wasn't that good as Clark Kent and Superman. I felt like he was just plain boring. That's what I thought. The special effects didn't introduce me that much. In fact, they were rather, overdone and not very excited. The storyline just kind of dragged too long and it didn't work for me. And even worse, Amy Adams didn't get enough screen time in the movie as Lois Lane, and she was the only good thing about this movie. And I was excited mostly because at least Amy Adams was in the movie, and plus, I love Superman and everything. Well, I mean, of course, I love DC Comics as well as Marvel, so they're both different in several ways. But of course, Batman's always been my big time favorite of all. Because even I want to play Batman. Yeah, and yes, I am Batman. Well, when I heard that Ben Affleck was being announced to be playing the new Batman, Bruce Wayne, my heart sank. It really did. Because I was never a huge Ben Affleck fan. I never was and never will be. Despite the fact that I did love him in some films, mostly the Kevin Smith films that I like. I mean, I think he could be tolerable. I mean, he was okay in films like Days of Confused and all that. Also the movie Go Will Hunting, because he wrote the screenplay with Matt Damon. Yeah, he actually won for that, too. He was okay. He was also good in Paycheck. Yeah, I think he, at least he wasn't playing a stiff in this movie as much as I hoped he was going to be. I thought he was going to be bad, if not worse. So yeah, I actually like that one. I also love the movie Extract, and I love The Town and Argo. Yeah, since he wrote and directed those movies. Extract, of course, was a Mike Judge film. He was also good recently in the movie Gone Girl. I did enjoy that one. The last bad film that he's been in was, of course, Runner Runner. Yeah, but frankly, it wasn't his fault, though. It was fucking Justin Timberlake, which I really hate him so much. Which makes you wonder, why is this douchebag getting more work these days? Exactly. That's why he's a fucking idiot. Anyway, but I swear to God, what got me, over this though was, it kind of reminds me of all the bad memories I had when I saw him in films like Phantoms, Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, Geely, yeah, with Jennifer Lopez, Surviving Christmas, Changing Lanes. I didn't care for The Summer of All Fears though that much. I thought that was one of the weakest of the bunch. Probably the Jack Ryan series by Tom Clancy. I was not a big fan of his role as Jack Ryan. They could have cast someone else that's better, and it would have worked. And trust me on this one, I did not like Daredevil. I mean, I wanted to like Daredevil because it had a good storyline and everything, and it had some good characters, including Elektra, who was played by Jennifer Gardner. And we got Colin Farrell as Bullseye and Michael Clare Duncan as Kingpin. But the movie had some really bad scenes in the film that made it up for it. And even worse, Ben Affleck in the role of Matt Murdock in Daredevil was a total stiff, annoying, and even worse, he acted more like a dick in this film. And he was just totally miscast, and it just brought me to a halt that they should have picked a better actor to play that role. And yes, by the way, I did saw the Netflix series Daredevil. I really enjoy it now because I just saw all the episodes. And Charlie Cox from, Stardust is doing a very good job. So far, so good. Yeah, I think he's definitely a much better choice than Ben Affleck. That's for sure. Now, I know there are a lot of defenders out there who like Daredevil. I mean, I know my father liked the movie. I just didn't care for that one. So, hell, even my sister didn't like it either. But the only good thing about Daredevil, however, though, is that it did have a good soundtrack. Evanescence was one of them, so I thought that was cool. So, yeah. Okay, but back to that. Him as Batman, I'm sorry. He just can't do it. I mean, I don't think he can definitely play a superhero this good, this thrilling, this exciting. He's just not worth it. I don't get it. I mean, I'm not too thrilled about this. And even worse, they gave him a deeper voice. That's even more deeper than Christian Bale's voice in the Dark Knight trilogy. Unbelievable. I mean, I know some people don't like Christian Bale's voice as Batman in the film, but I think this one's even way worse. I just don't like that. And I also didn't like the costume that they gave him in this one. It almost looked like a reminiscence to the 60s Batman that we saw. He's also more made of steel, too. So he's not wearing an actual costume as you saw. He's actually made of full metal steel right there. Almost in the cross of RoboCop from 2014, which I hated so much, and of course Iron Man. It looks like shit. It really does. Well, and they got Henry Cavill back again as Superman and Clark Kent, which frankly I don't give a crap about it, since I'm not a huge fan of Man of Steel now, so what's the use? So I don't know. It's coming out next year in March. Wow, they couldn't pick a better month for this movie. So it's going to come out in March instead of June, like it's supposed to. It would have been the summer release. God, no wonder it's going to suck. Yeah, you know what? I sort of gave up on Zack Snyder for years now, ever since his last film. Before Man of Steel, his last film was really awful, called Sucker Punch. I wanted to like that one, but I just couldn't. It's just fucking awful. It's a shame too, because I really did love Dawn of the Dead remake. I thought that was very well made. 300, which I really enjoy. I mean, you couldn't forget that line that Gerald Butler said, "This is Sparta!" And of course, Watchmen, which I believe, in my opinion, the best superhero film that we ever had, before the Avengers came along. Yeah, because it was a very dark graphic novel, and it was very well made. It definitely had the feel of what was it like. I mean, even if you haven't read the novel, I know you're going to feel confused by its storyline, but once you see it, it does make you want to read the graphic novel even more. So that way it follows the story perfectly. And it did. So I can see why some people got turned off though. But I enjoyed it. I really did. So anyway, my reaction to this one, I don't know. I'll try to see the next trailer for this movie and see how this turns out. But I'm not really that excited. Not at all. I don't think it's going to be as good as I thought it would be. I think it's just going to be disappointing. So who knows? But I already had seen the worst Batman already before Ben Affleck, and that was of course George Clooney in Batman and Robin, and I hated that movie so much that it just totally destroyed my love of Batman, especially as a franchise, because I always loved Michael Keaton as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer was good though. He was okay. I had no problem with him as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I mean, not as good as Michael Keaton, but I think he did okay. Even though Batman Forever wasn't my cup of tea, but that's alright. I think it's not as bad as Batman and Robin was, because that was horrible. But okay. But back to this. So who knows? Let's see how it turns out at the end. But I'm still not going to be excited over it. So that's my 2 cents. So that's my reaction to the new Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. And I'll see you later. Bye.